What is going on, guys? It is PassiveModding here, and I'd just like to bring you a new bot for Pokemon Go, and this is called Pokemon Go Bot by AR1i. It's a very, very nice GUI bot, and it is also extremely efficient. So what you're going to want to do for the bot is head to this web address. I'll have a link in the description. Click clone or download, and then download a zip, and then download it to wherever you want it put. I'm just going to put it on my desktop because that's easier for the tutorial. Extract it using whatever zipping program you have. I use WinRAR, it's pretty easy. And then what you're going to want to do is open up the folder, go to builds only, and then extract the latest build that's there. For me, it's 08.08.08.14. And then once you extract that, you just want to open it up and then go down to PokemonGo.rocketapi.console.exe. And then you want to run that. It'll bring up a command line thing, and then it will also open up this GUI. So it's really nice. It's got a ton of features and it's very easy to use. So for me, I've got the Pokemon Trainer Club. If you've got Google, it's just the same. I'm not certain that it's working completely with two-step authentication with Google, but if you disable that or you have an account without that, just use that account. So for me, I'm going to use this new account I made. And then once you've entered your login details, what you're going to want to do is just go through the settings you want, set the location wherever you want. This default start location for the bot is in Central Park. It's a pretty fast XP location, but I prefer to go to San Francisco usually, but I have no idea where that is on the map because I'm stupid. But yeah, there's plenty of good locations for it. I might go to Sydney just for this tutorial because I'm familiar with Australia. So just choose wherever you want to start it and then click set location. You can also do whatever you want with those if you don't want to move around the map for it. And you can also set the altitude. It's fairly randomized when you do move it. See, it changes. This is just to make it less likely for you to get banned with the bot. And then you can set how far you want the bot to move from your default location. So it will only go 5k in any radius from there. And then for the speed, I usually use 120k an hour. This can change. It doesn't really matter. It just higher speeds equal a higher catch rate and higher XP rate. But if you set it too high, you will very likely get soft banned. Okay, so for the other settings, you're going to want to use these settings and use basic incubators. This just means it'll use all the incubators rather than just the main one. Use Lucky Egg if not running means if your bot ever stops, it'll use a Lucky Egg, which means you'll get extra XP for spinning Pokestops and stuff like that. German Pokemon names, that's just if you live in another country, you can change it to all the different languages and such, so it's pretty easy to use. And then with Telegram settings, you can leave that. It doesn't really matter unless you use the Telegram app, which just means you can control it from the actual app on your device. Live stats delay, you don't really need to change that, it's fine as it is. And then you can go into the Pokemon tab. And what you're going to want to do is for all these settings, just choose what you don't want to transfer. I recommend just getting rid of all the rare ones, so if you ever do catch one of them, you'll be safe. And then for Pokemons not to catch, it's a good idea to, if you don't want your inventory getting cluttered up, you can you can choose the ones not to catch, like Pidgeys, Rattatas, or Zubats. Those will slow down your XP rate, but your inventory won't fill up as fast. And then for Pokemons to evolve, just choose whichever ones you want. I choose Pidgey and then Rattata and Zubat because that'll just help your XP rate. So Pidgey, Rattata, Zubat. And then for max CP to transfer, if you catch a Pokemon or have a Pokemon that's above that, it will not get rid of it no matter what. This is just to save your best Pokemon in case. For max IV to transfer, you can just leave that at 90 or change it down to 80 or put it up to 95 depending on how good you want the Pokemon you keep to be. So say you have a Pokemon with an IV of 100, that is the absolute best Pokemon you can catch for that type. If you level it up completely, it will be a lot higher than a Pokemon with an IV of 1 or 10 or anything up to that. Then for max duplicate Pokemon, say you have 3 really good Dragonites or Snorlaxes or something, it's best to leave that at 3 or change it to the amount of that one. Or just leave it in the not to transfer, so any 3 Pokemon of the best of that type, that was worded really bad, but oh well. Any 3 Pokemon of the best of that type will be saved. And then for items, just choose which items you want to keep and which ones you don't. This will help with just inventory management and saving your inventory from filling up. Okay, so my recommendation is having about 100 Pokeballs and then 50 Great Balls and 50 Ultra Balls. You don't get Master Balls yet at this point in the game. For revives, it's good to just leave that as it is. And then top revives, obviously, change that to something a little bit higher. So I think it's at about level 30 you actually get top revives. So that just means once you get there, you will have 50 of them. It's pretty good. For top potions, just change that to 50 or something high. Hyper potions, change that to whatever you want. And then raspberries, that's just for higher catch rates. I'm going to leave that as it is. And it'll actually change. So what you want to do is change that number so it's at 350 or less. This will just stop it from filling up with too many items in the inventory. So once that's at 350, you're good to go. So I'll change that to 50 and then get rid of revives completely. So that's 350, and then I'm going to change Master Balls back up to 200 just in case for whatever reason I manage to get Master Balls. They're in my inventory and they'll be there for good. So once you've done all the setup, you can hit start configuration /start bot, and that'll begin the actual bot. It'll give you this big list of the bots, well, of the Pokemon you've caught, and that'll allow you to go through everything that you want or that you've caught and power it up, full power it up, force unban, that's good. So if you have been soft banned, you can easily unban. That'll just spin a Pokestop 40 to 45 times, which will automatically unban you. I don't know why that works, but it does, which is pretty useful. And then for the reload, that'll just reload this actual list, show everything that you've actually gotten. So this is a brand new account that I've actually started. That Bulbasaur was just the starting Pokemon that shows up that I caught. You can also bring up this map. It'll show where you are and where you've actually walked, which is pretty useful. See, it'll move around as the bot works. And then for transfer, I could get rid of that Bulbasaur if I want. I could power it up. Full power it up means it'll power it up with as many candy or as much Stardust as you have, which makes it a lot more efficient and gets it to a higher level without you having to click power up, say 20 or 30 times. Reload every 60 seconds, that just means this will all fill up. Like, it'll refresh it automatically instead of having you to do it yourself. And then that's basically all there is to this bot. It's a very nice looking bot, very simple and easy to use, and it has a lot of features included. So I'm going to let that run and have you guys see what the stats are.